Bro, that is a really long cat. Hey, this is GatorX, and this morning we got the brand new trailer for the Gigantamax Pokemon. Now, this was some information known to us last night, or technically earlier this morning, through Korokoro. I did a video on it, and you can check that out if you'd like to see that, but today we're going to be fully breaking down the trailer as well as the website news. Now, the trailer does start off showing off the first of the brand new Gigantamax Pokemon forms, Gigantamax Pikachu. Now, this information does line up with a certain leak that had been roaming around, or technically a rumor. Now, it seems like a confirmed leak that had been roaming around since earlier this year, stating that, stating that Gigantamax Pokemon were a thing, and stating that Pikachu would be getting a Gigantamax form, as well as what it would look like. And as we see, this Pikachu is fat. It's just like the quote-unquote original Pikachu. And if that's, if you're a fan of the fat Pikachu, the really round one, then hey, you've got that now, at least in the Gigantamax form. It does get, of course, an exclusive G-Max move. I think that's the name the moves get. I'm sorry, I'm not super into the Gigantamax. Every time they come out, I'm like, okay, cool. Alright, so yes, it does get an exclusive Gigantamax move. It paralyzes all opponents. And in the trailer, it does show a Mudsdale actually getting paralyzed. So it seems like this is going to go through ground types and paralyze them as well, on top of doing some damage, more likely. Interesting move, of course, it really seems like Gigantamax are going to be very useful in double battles. Personally, I've stated that Gigantamax look cool, and I'm totally fine with them for the Gigantamax, for the Dynamax and Gigantamax raids. Those are awesome. I'm fine with them during normal gameplay through the game. However, I'm not excited to see how things pan out competitively. That said, though, the candidates for Gigantamax Pokemon are growing, and so I'll see which one I end up using. But point is, this is a really interesting ability, and for double battles, it seems like Gigantamax are going to be a lot more useful, and I suppose that makes sense. Double battles being the main competitive scene for Pokemon, basically with VGC. Now, Pikachu getting a Gigantamax form, that's real interesting, because, for a while I've always stated, like, I like Pikachu. People say, oh man, Pikachu's overrated, he's the mascot, so he gets everything. Like, man, I don't care. I like Pikachu. I think it's cool. I got my Pikachu amiibo. Pikachu in Smash has been there. I got my Pikachu plush. I got my Detective Pikachu plush. I got my Detective Pikachu movie. Okay, it's not my movie. It's a movie. It's for everyone. But point is, with this form, I've always stated that, like, I think Pikachu is, like, most deserving of a Mega Evolution or anything than any other Pokemon. And now with Gigantamax being able for, like, any Pokemon to get, and which makes some sense because, Dynamax, basic Dynamax is for any Pokemon, and it's fine. So giving a Gigantamax form to Pikachu, that's pretty neat. And I've spent a little too much time on the fat Pikachu. But there is one more thing. Let's see. Receive this Pikachu by using play records from Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. So they're kind of incentivizing people, which I got my Let's Go Pikachu. Where is it? It's here, and it's a real tight squeeze in my Switch shelf as of late. Is that? Yeah, there we go. I got my Let's Go Pikachu, which, by the way, is signed by Veronica Taylor, the original voice of Ash Ketchum. So, so I get to use my beautiful play copy of that, and that's not going to go back there very nicely. But point is, we go on to Eevee, which Eevee is kind of a similar story, right? Again, with the Pokemon Let's Go, right? Giving the forms for each of them, and I suppose that makes sense. And again, it does do the same thing as Pikachu. Spoilers in terms of you can receive it by using your play records from Let's Go Eevee. So, kind of incentivizing people to play it, or rewarding people to play it. I wonder if you could receive it through normal gameplay. Maybe, I might assume. But doing, like, limited, not necessarily limited releases, but like exclusive kind of distributions or releases, or ways to obtain these Pokemon is fine. Especially because, going into Sword and Shield, they're going to be doing a lot more with competitive stuff, being able to adjust IVs and EVs and natures potentially with some of the news that we've gotten. So, yeah, I mean that's fine doing like Pokemon like that. Again, it does reward you for playing. So if you want your Gigantamax Pikachu and you haven't played Pokemon Let's Go, it's time to pick it up. It's only like $30 on Amazon. So let's go ahead and move on. Now it does get an exclusive G-Max move, that's the name of it, is that it causes infatuation to all opposite gender Pokemon. Now, Pikachu can paralyze ground type moves, but Eevee still can only infatuate opposite gender Pokemon. So they're pretty they're keeping attract and infatuation, this infatuation status move how it is basically. That's kind of all you can say for Eevee. It's really fluffy. It's got really long ears. So I mean that's about it. Then we move on to Charizard, and Charizard getting a Gigantamax form I guess kind of makes sense, because since they got rid of all the Mega Evolutions, now Charizard's gonna get a Gigantamax form to kind of just rectify that. I don't think Pokemon change types with Gigantamax. I'm fairly certain, but this Gigantamax Charizard does look really neat. It's got the fire wings and fire face and everything. It goes full Endeavor with just like fire all the way up here. It's pretty neat. I gotta say, I like this. I kind of like it better than the other two Mega Evolution forms for Charizard. His G-Max move, I'm sorry, I'm not used to that, causes all non-fire types to take damage for 4 turns. So kind of a spin on fire spin, I suppose. So only all non-fire type or only all non-fire type Pokemon. So interesting. And what's the real cool part is that it causes them to take damage for 4 turns again if they stay in. So this is a move that's going to outlast the Gigantamax transformation, because that only lasts 3 turns. So kind of get more bang for your buck, I guess, in that way. And I guess, and you know, Charizard looks really neat. Now we get the Butterfree, which Butterfree is the real surprise, because Butterfree wasn't shown on the cover of Coral that we talked about last night. However, it is shown now, and Gigantamax Butterfree, finally they did Butterfree some justice, because, you know, having Mega Beedrill for a while, and I was like, okay, so when are we going to get Mega Butterfree, or Alolan Butterfree, which is something that I thought maybe should have happened. Now we get Gigantamax Butterfree, and now there's no Mega Beedrill. So now injustice is served yet again. But point is, Gigantamax Butterfree is looking really neat with those giant wings. And I really like those giant wings. I think it's pretty neat. It does get a G-Max move. And again, you know, it's been saying the names here and I just kind of been ignoring them. But Gigantamax Butterfree's G-Max move causes poison, paralysis, or sleep status. So it's kind of a roll of the die to see which one it causes. And that's pretty... Okay, I won't lie. It might have been better if it just like straight caused like toxic poison to every Pokemon, maybe something like that, or like just straight causes all Pokemon to go to sleep, basically. I think like, okay, yeah, for one thing, it's kind of cool that it's randomized. It's something like, it's almost like something out of the TCG, right? I'm pretty, there probably was a Butterfree card that caused those, one of those 3 things, depending on like a coin flip. But point is, I mean, yeah, you get like the neat little thing of like randomized, and you could potentially cause any one of these, but I think it would have just been much more reliable if it stuck to like one of those. I'd say personally, like maybe stick to like poison or sleep. But you know, like, yeah, it's supposed to be like, oh yeah, you know, it's like Butterfree's powder or whatnot, causing one of these things. But again, I think it should have been more reliably either poison or sleep. And that's basically it for these Pokemon. Now we can move on to a special one. So Meowth, the meme out of all of these. Okay, they're all kind of memes, but we move on to Meowth, the meme, which Meowth is going to be through a gift Pokemon through a distribution. It's going to be like an early bonus. So if you get, it's a thing of like with the Torchic from X and Y, and the Lycanroc. Yeah, Lycanroc Midday or Dawn. Lycanroc, no, Dusk, stupid, I don't even remember the name, but with Sun and Moon, right? So if you get the game early on, you can go ahead and redeem something and get your Meowth that can transform into this Gigantamax Meowth. And it goes until January 15th, so if you get the game before January 15th, you're going to be able to get this free, easy Meowth that can Gigantamax transform. So some more incentive to get the game early, or earlier, or on time, depending on what you say. So Meowth's Gigantamax move, or G-Max move, is pretty interesting. It confuses all targets and earns an in-game cash bonus. So it's basically just extreme payday. Being able to paralyze opponents or no, sorry, confuse targets. I don't know what I was thinking, still thinking of Pikachu, but confuse all targets. So with these Gigantamax Pokemon, we've kind of got like all bases covered, except Charizard doesn't burn. Charizard just causes them to take damage if they're on fire. So it's like burn, but kind of nerf that they don't, because with burn, you also lose attack, so, or your attack is half. So basically, all these Pokemon are covering the bases for status moves, kind of. That's kind of it, though, for the Gigantamax Pokemon. At least in the video, there was some information posted to the website, so we can go ahead and talk about that later. When it comes down to it, I think these are pretty neat. I enjoy the Dynamax Pokemon, Gigantamax Pokemon. Again, you know, during like PvP, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that, but it'll be real interesting to see how things play out. The thing is, though, all of these are Kanto Pokemon. So again, a lot of love for Kanto Pokemon. And the other only Gigantamax Pokemon we've seen are from this generation with Alcremie, Corviknight, and Dreadnought. So getting these Gigantamax Pokemon being only Gen 1, again, you know, Kanto's getting that love. You got it with the Mega Evolutions, with the Alola forms, and then now with Gigantamax form. So I'm really hoping that we get more Gigantamax forms in the final game. I don't know how many more trailers are going to be shown between now and the release of the game, because we're down to 1 month. Or, well, yeah, we're down to 1 month until the game comes out. And I definitely expect more Gigantamax forms to be different Pokemon, other than Gen 1. You know, maybe just more Gen 8 or whatever, or especially Galarian forms, maybe could be like other generations, like, you know, Gen 2, Gen 3, Gen 4, 5. Those could use some forms, but we'll have to wait and see. I think definitely, okay, at the very least, I think the Eevee, the Pikachu were like smart choices for Gigantamax forms, but, you know, maybe it would have been neat to see some different Pokemon from different generations receive those forms as well, but I don't know, what can you do? Anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Hey, also, I made this pretty cool video earlier this week on my other channel. It's about Yu-Gi-Oh! Of all things. So you can go and check that out. It's going to be linked in the description. It would mean so much if you would give that a watch, give it a view if you could. That'd be pretty neat. Anyway, if you enjoyed the content, remember to leave a like, subscribe, show your support. You can enable notifications by clicking the bell icon next to the subscribe button. This will make sure you see each new video as it comes out, and will make you a member of the Chingling Squad. Anyway, this has been Gatorx. Have a nice day.